Every level of NFL fan base explained, starting with level 1, the non-existent. Level 1 fans do not exist. They're fans of teams, but there's like 11 of them, so who really cares? First off is obvious, the Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers are the poster child for non-existent fan bases. When they moved from San Diego to LA, they literally played in a 30,000 seat soccer stadium and still couldn't fill it with their own fans. Their home games are basically neutral site games where opposing fans take over. The Jacksonville Jaguars might as well not have any fans at all. They're so irrelevant that the NFL makes them play a game in London every year just to find people who will show up. Their stadium is famous for having tarps covering empty sections because they can't sell any tickets. The Houston Texans are in the 4th largest city in America and somehow still feel like a minor league team. Their fans are so apathetic that when they're even decent, nobody really cares. They've never built any real identity or culture that resonates with fans. It's like they exist in a vacuum. The Tennessee Titans are the most forgettable franchise in sports. They moved from Houston, abandoned the beloved Oilers identity, and somehow became even more irrelevant. The Arizona Cardinals are the ultimate example of a fan base that doesn't exist. They're the oldest franchise in NFL history and have moved cities more times than a military family. Even in Arizona, they're completely overshadowed by college football. These aren't fan bases, they're just people who occasionally remember these teams exist. Level 2, you actually get some fans, even if they are sad. These fans in level 2 are real fans. They just keep getting hurt by the team over and over. So let's start with the Raiders. Raiders fans are the definitions of loyalty rewarded with pain. These people have stuck with their franchise that have completely lost its identity since the glory days. Raiders fans remember when "just win baby" actually meant something, when the silver and black struck fear into opponents. Now they're just sad. The Jets perhaps are the saddest fan base in all of sports. Jets fans are trapped in an abusive relationship with their team. They get excited every offseason, convince themselves this is the year, and then watch their team find new ways to disappoint them. Dolphins fans are stuck in perpetual mediocrity. They travel well to road games, showing up in decent numbers across the country, but what are they cheering for? Dolphins fans have been waiting for relevance since the Dan Marino era ended. And every year, they convince themselves, maybe this time, only to be disappointed again. Panthers fans are questioning their own passion. After David Tepper really stepped in, nobody knows why they're still a fan. Falcons fans have endured some of the most heartbreaking moments in NFL history, and it looks like they're far away from contending anytime soon. Browns fans are the ultimate example of sad loyalty. They've been hurt so many times that some are finally breaking, but the ones who stay, they're the saddest. Most loyal fans in sports. They deserve so much better than what they've gotten. Level 3, we actually get some fans who do exist and aren't sad, but they're not crazy either. They're just there. These fans are solid, so let's start with the Buccaneers. Buc fans are genuine, and they are relatively loyal. They don't necessarily just jump ship when times are tough, but they're not going to be showing up in droves in any other cities or towns during their games. The Rams fan base is interesting because it's split between different eras and cities. You've got the old LA fans who remember the glory days, the St. Louis fans who still stayed loyal through the move, and the newer LA fans who jumped on during the recent success. They show up to games, SoFi Stadium looks good on TV, and they make some noise during their Super Bowl run. They're good fans, they support the team, but they haven't built that intimidating home field advantage or that legendary reputation yet. Colts fans are the definition of solid but unspectacular. They show up to Lucas Oil Stadium, they're respectable, they cheer at the right times, but they're also kind of mild. There's a conversation among their own fans about wishing they were more fanatical. These fan bases are exactly what you want from NFL supporters. They're loyal, they show up, they care about their teams. They're just not going to blow you away with their passion or create those legendary atmospheres. Level 4 is where we get to some real passionate fans. Let's start with the Commanders. These people have stuck with their franchise through the Dan Snyder nightmare, through decades of dysfunction, through name changes and scandals that would have killed other fan bases, but they're still here. They're passionate because this team represents something deeper than football. It's about DC, family traditions, it's about refusing to let a bad owner destroy their love for a great team. Giants fans have been pretty spoiled over their franchise history. They win Super Bowls, they make their players into superstars. But here's the thing about them, even when they win the Super Bowl, because New York is so huge, it doesn't really feel like an event. A lot of the times the streets are still clear and people can walk right through the parade, but they're still passionate without a doubt. Next up, we have some of the most beloved fans in level 5. So let's start with the Broncos. They've supported their team through John Elway, all the way through Peyton Manning, and even since. Broncos fans are beloved because they're passionate without being obnoxious, loyal without being delusional, and they can create an incredible atmosphere at Mile High Stadium. Seahawks fans, the 12th man, isn't just a marketing slogan, it's a real thing. Seahawks fans created the loudest stadium in the NFL. They cause actual earthquake during playoff games, and they show up in massive numbers no matter what. Ravens fans stuck with their team from day one in 1996. They've supported them through 2 Super Bowl victories, and they created one of the most intimidating atmospheres in the NFL. Bills Mafia are some of the most beloved fans because they represent pure joy and loyalty. They suffered through 4 straight Super Bowl losses. They've endured decades of mediocrity, but they never stopped believing, and they never stopped loving their team. These 3 fan bases are beloved because they represent the best of what the NFL fans can be. Passionate, loyal, knowledgeable, and genuinely good people who make a sport better just by being a part of it. But I can't necessarily say the same thing for Level 6, the most hated. This group is also passionate, but it can also come out in negative and annoying ways. First off, we have the Cowboys. Cowboys fans are literally ranked as the most annoying fan base in sports. These people call themselves America's team with zero irony, while their team hasn't reached an NFC championship game since 1995. They're everywhere, they're loud, and they want you to know they're hyper loyal, except most of them have never even been to Dallas. Bengals fans have become insufferable whiners who can't handle any criticism of their team. They made 1 Super Bowl run, they didn't even win, and all of a sudden, they're the second coming of the next Tom Brady. Chiefs fans, all of a sudden, have become insufferable as well. After winning 3 Super Bowls in 5 years, nobody can ever live up to their dynasty, apparently. Patriots fans spent 20 years being unbearable during their dynasty, and now they're somehow even worse in defeat. Their own fans call out the fair-weather supporters who are exposing themselves now that Brady's gone. Patriots fans spent 2 decades acting superior to everyone else, talking down on other fan bases like they were football gods. And Eagles fans are Eagles fans. These people threw snowballs at Santa, booed their own teams many times, and had a literal jail under their stadium because they couldn't behave like civilized human beings for a time. Eagles fans will fight you in the parking lot, harass opposing fans' kids, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Go Birds, on the Level 7. Level 7 are absolutely legendary fan bases, and I get it. The Raiders, Browns, and Jets all are legendary. However, I think even their fans would agree they fit better in Level 2 than this one right now. We only have 5. Bears fans are the definition of legendary loyalty. These people have endured decades of offensive incompetence and still pack Soldier Field every Sunday. The fan base right now is going through it. They're frustrated, they're angry, but they're still there. That's what makes them legendary. Bears fans don't just show up when things are good, they show up when their team is breaking their hearts year after year, and they've been solid throughout. Lions fans are asking themselves, why was I a Lions fan for so long? But because of that loyalty and because the tide has turned, they belong in this tier as well. Packers fans are absolutely spoiled. Packers fans represent something pure about NFL fandom, small town loyalty, generational season ticket holders, and a connection to their team that goes beyond wins and losses. A lot of their fans are literal owners of the team. Steelers. They show up in massive numbers everywhere they go. They've got the terrible towel tradition, and they represent everything great about NFL culture. And finally, you have the 49ers. The 49ers fan base travels like no other. They show up in massive numbers everywhere, creating the sea of red that intimidates opposing fans. These 6 fan bases are legendary because they've proven their loyalty through decades of support. They travel well, they create incredible atmospheres, and they represent the best of what NFL fandom can be. And so there you have it, the 7 levels of NFL fan bases. Thanks for watching.